Okay guys, today we're going to talk about platforms and options of platforms for mobile hunting. I've got three different options for you today. One that is tried and true, that's been around since the beginning of deer hunting itself, and that is the Screwin Step. The second is going to be what's the most popular right now, but probably the most expensive, is going to be the platform, whether you get a platform from Tethrd or whether you get a platform from out on a limb or a wild edge. There's multiple spots and that you can go, multiple companies that make platforms, that make rings of steps. And the third is going to be something that's a little bit more unorthodox, something that a lot of people have probably never seen, but it's something that I have used in the past, and it's inexpensive, and it might be an option for somebody. So let's jump into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the tried and true Screw-in steps. Screw-in steps have been around for as long as hunting's been around. These are great in certain circumstances. I use these for tons and tons of years and still use them. The one nice thing about these is that they're very small, they're very mobile, and you can just throw them in a pack and carry them pretty much anywhere, and they don't take up a ton of space. What I like to do with steps like these is I like to put them in like a star pattern. That way you can step around the tree. I prefer a 3-step pattern rather than a 4, just because you can still get around the tree 100% without any issues. The one thing that I would suggest when it comes to Screw-in steps as a platform is buy good Screw-in steps. And the only steps that I would ever tell anybody to buy as far as Screw-in steps are Cranford steps. I'll leave a link to Cranford in the description, but Cranfords have been around forever. You could buy the inexpensive Screw-in steps, but you're going to know how inexpensive they are when you try to start putting them into a tree. And you can spend a ton of time trying to get a Screw-in step to start to actually bite into the tree. But with Cranfords, it's pretty much one rotation and it's already started into the tree, from a tree as hard as an oak all the way down to a soft popple or maple tree. But Screw-in steps, not necessarily for public land, but private land, you can set as many sets as you want with as many steps as you want. They're great for going up a tree as well. I think, for the most part, if you have, say, 15 Screw-in steps, you can get darn near 20 feet in the air and, use 12 steps to get yourself up there, and then another, and then have your Screw-in steps for around the tree. But this is a great, inexpensive option. Like I said, these have been around since the beginning of hunting. One of the nice options about Screw-in steps is that you're basically straddling the tree. You're using the tree as a blocker. So if a deer's coming from this direction, you're actually closer to the tree to where you can get right in behind the tree, and basically you're just saddling up on this tree, and you can use your knees as a pry bar to get yourself around. Whereas with a platform, you're out away from the tree, and I'll show you that when we move to the platform. But that is one nice option. A lot of the old school saddle hunters, like John Eberhart, they'll never switch away from the Screw-in steps because they feel that they have a better concealment system when it comes to being in the tree stand, or being in the saddle. They can use this tree as a blocker. So great option for Screw-in steps. One of the more popular additions to the saddle hunting world is the introduction of the platform, a small version of platforms. Guys, there was a lot of guys that made DIY platforms, and Tethrd, when Tethrd came out with the Predator platform, it basically took the industry by storm, and it turned a lot of people that wouldn't normally be a saddle hunter. It changed their mind, and myself included, into becoming a more dedicated saddle hunter. I used the Screw-in steps for a lot of years, and I always had success with it. But obviously, when new stuff comes out, you want to at least take a look at it. And I was fortunate enough to get the chance to try out one of these Predator platforms, and I really like it. They're quiet, they're compact. You can throw them right in a backpack. They bite into the tree really, really well with the way the system is how they cam over. And there's basically no kick out. You can get right on the edge of it and it's not going to kick out. So that becomes a really nice option for most any tree, and it acts as, you know, it's a platform, so you can get your feet nice and flat on it. Whereas with Screwin Steps, you're basically sitting on a piece of re-rod. So that was one of the big attractions to the platform. You know, one of the downsides to the platform would be, you know, basically with Screwin Steps, you're more cradled around the tree. With the platform, you're out away from the tree. So maybe if you're into a smaller tree, you know, a lot of guys sit right outside on the edge of the platform and lean back. It exposes you a little bit more than, say, the Screwin Steps. But nonetheless, it's a very, very comfortable option. I know lots of guys that are using it. I'll leave a link to the Tethrd platform. There's other companies like Out on a Limb that make the Ridge Runner, which a lot of guys like. There's companies like Wild Edge that make the Wild Edge Steps that are another great option. So there's tons and tons of options out there today. I would not hesitate though to give each of those companies a look, but I like the Tethrd platform for my particular application when I'm hunting. One of the final options that we have for a platform, and this is probably something that a lot of people, maybe they've seen, maybe they haven't seen. This is something that we've used for a lot of years. You know, myself and my buddies have been doing this for over 20 years now, and this was an inexpensive version of a platform that we came up with. It's called the Ring of Tubes. You've heard of the Ring of Steps. This is a ring of tubes. So basically what this is it's industrial grade tubing. It has like a steel core inner shell, and then it has a rubber outer shell. And this is something that we used for quite a while. This is a great public land option. This is probably, I want to say this is a 3-4 inch tube probably. You can get this at any sort of industrial plumbing or industrial piping company. It's fairly inexpensive. We've used a ratchet strap to tighten these down, or in this case I have a bolt buckle type strap. It's very quiet, very inexpensive. You can get around the tree just as easy. They do rotate just a little bit, but this is great for public land. You could preset, you know, as many trees as you probably want, you know, for not a whole lot of money, and it saves you from dragging an expensive platform around from tree to tree to tree. More or less for say less than probably $40, you can be a very, very mobile and have a platform set up for hunting out of. You can rotate around, and if you're setting yourself up right in your saddle, you're basically not putting a whole lot of pressure on the tree, and you can cover the whole entire length of the tree as far as going around it. So it's just a inexpensive option, something that works out great. And if you have any questions on this, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right directions for these. But the bolt buckle strap, you can buy those pretty much anywhere. Obviously you want to get the wider strap. In my opinion, it just holds the rigidity of the tubes better. So I will link these to the video, and basically this is just another inexpensive, cheap option to go with for a mobile platform. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the differences between platforms, Screwin Steps, and the ring of tubes. I'll leave links to Tethrd, Cranford, and then also I'll leave the information on the tubes if anybody's interested in going that route. I hope you guys enjoy watching these videos. Leave a thumbs up. Like and subscribe to the channel if you like it. You can follow me on any of my social media pages, Instagram, Facebook. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks. Appreciate y'all. Dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.